Today I want to talk about showing your team that you care and making them feel valued and getting them excited to be working for you and with your organization. My name is Gabriel Cox and I equip first-time supervisors with necessary leadership skills. So to kick things off, I kind of want to address the problem and kind of point out what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is that supervisors don't think that this is important. They think work is work and that's it. I don't care how my team feels because I've got a job to do. They have a job to do. We don't have to be friends. I don't have to get to know them. So this is a real problem. Something that new leaders and new supervisors should be recognizing is that perception is everything. And if they perceive you as not caring about them personally, if they perceive you as not really, it's all just the facts and get to work and that's it, then they're going to treat you accordingly. And the goal here is to get your team to want to work for you, not have to work for you. That's the overarching goal, if you ask me. So oftentimes, leaders will not understand this perception. They'll not understand the fact that, hey, your team is feeding off of your energy. They're feeding off of what you are putting out. So why do you care? Why are you watching this video? Employees who feel valued by their leader will go the extra mile. They will work harder, they will work longer, they will do more quality work, and they will go above and beyond for them. Most importantly, they will be happier in their place of work. That can result in increased productivity, more output, they'll work more efficiently, and most importantly, absences will be reduced. And the reason for this is because they'll understand, hey, I really want to go to work because my supervisor cares about me and they really are interested in what is happening for me. So the number of call in late or call in six, those are going to go down. So what do you do about this? How are we going to solve this issue? How are you going to show your team that you care? I generally like to give a few tips, and here's the first one. One, you want to advocate for your team. And what I mean by this is everybody experiences burnout. Everybody starts to get exhausted and really feel that as part of your team and in your group. If you see your team starting to get to that point, if you see your team starting to become overwhelmed because of a work schedule, because of a season, whatever it is, really go talk to your boss about this and explain to them, hey, I understand we're busy right now. What are some options that we could do to help them? Because right now they're feeling a little burned out, whatever it is. Advocate for your team. I like to talk about that burnout one because with a lot of my clients, we're getting to a high season. The summertime is high season for a lot of my clients. And so that creates a lot of stress and anxiety for them. So that's why I really highlight that. Advocate for them in any way that you feel is prudent at the time. You want to be a source of optimism. Whenever things are crazy, when things seem like they couldn't be more chaotic, it helps when this supervisor demonstrates that they have everything under control. Act as if. And so you want to be that source of optimism. Folks are going to come to you and they're going to complain about something. It doesn't matter what. But if you can reframe that and really try to help them see the good in that, it'll really help them see that you can be that source of optimism. And they know that you are the person. And you will have that ability to always feel like things are under control when you are around. You want to model the desired behavior. This is all being that part of that sense of optimism. When you start to model that behavior, it really it's infectious. You model that optimistic behavior. Focus on the why. Now, Simon Sinek talks about start with the why. I love it. I love what he has to say about that. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to listen to if you haven't heard Simon Sinek start with the why. What I want to do is I want you to focus on it. I want you to, oftentimes, common problems, this happens during burnout, right? We start to lose our way. We start to lose track of why we are working at this company in the first place. What is happening? This may happen because they're starting to feel a little disconnected from their values. Maybe if you're not showing them that you care by honoring their self-care time or their ability to take their time off because they're always getting texts, it can result in burnout and honestly challenge some of their personal values. And it makes them feel that their company is starting to become disconnected from those values. Oftentimes, this will also allow people to forget why they signed on with this company in the first place. And when that happens, the environment can become quite toxic. If you have a group of folks that are not focused on why they're doing something, it can start to create an environment that is everybody talking bad, everybody slamming each other, and doing all these things that are just a toxic environment, backstabbing and things like that, because you're under this pressure, you're under this stress of deadlines and things like that, high season work. The key here is to remind them of the objective. You want to remind them of the objective of their job, of the season, of the time, of the whatever, and why that's important. Why are you doing what you're doing, how it impacts the company, and how it can benefit your customers. Because more customers means more hours, means more benefits, all of these things. And that's oftentimes people will find themselves that why is because they want to have a steady job with good pay and good benefits. And so if you're attaching it to that, if that's what drives them, if that's what they value, great. Really get focused and help them bring that back to why it's important they do their job, and that they kind of pull together and create an environment of safety and security and value. Again, I spoke about this a second ago, modeling the way. If you're running around like crazy and you are stressed, guess what's going to happen? Everyone else is going to be the same way. When you lose control, everyone else loses control. And this could be as simple as snapping at somebody, and they don't expect it from you because you're listening to all the videos that I've been putting out. You're not flipping out on anybody anymore. But you are there to act as if you are always in control. There's this thing I was just talking about it the other day where with a group of supervisors, where I told them, you don't realize this, but eyes are always on you. We've heard it 1,000 times. We know, okay, everybody's watching me. Yep, I get it. But no, really, they're always watching you. Always. If you walk into a room and you are the supervisor, they know you're in there, and they're going to react accordingly. They're going to try to push buttons and do all this stuff. And if you go in and you're running around like crazy, they're all going to think everything is chaotic, and they're not going to know what to do. So model what you expect them to do. How you carry yourself as a supervisor will filter down to the rest of your team. So as we come to a close here, I'd like to ask a few questions. How can using these tips help you show that you're a team that you care? And my next question, which one of these tips are you willing to put into place now, today? Which one of these, advocating for your team, modeling the way, which one of these tips are you willing to take over now and use? I like to wrap up by providing a couple of episodes that are in line with what I've been talking about today, so you can go back and watch them. One is episode 6, Leading the Younger Generation. The younger generation is a wonderful group of talented folks who have a lot to offer. What they want is they want to feel valued and respected. That's number one. They want to feel part of a team. And if this toxic environment starts to fester and boil around, they're going to leave. They're going to go away. Your best employee is the employee you currently have. Episode 7, what to do when you don't know what to do. This is during times of chaos and times of stress. What do you do when you don't know what to do? Great episode. Finally, episode 9, managing your manager. This is mostly about advocating for your team. This is having, speaking truth to power. With that being said, again, my name is Gabriel Cox, and I equip first-time supervisors with necessary leadership skills. If you want to learn a little bit more about what I do, you can head on over to my website, www.glcoxcoaching.com. If you have a friend that might like this video, please share it with them. Have a great day. Take care.